Hola gente, bueno pues ya estamos aquí, bienvenidos de vuelta con estas entrevistas que tenemos en la MálagaJam en esta tarde y nada, estamos muy contentes porque tenemos aquí a unas personalidades de Unity que nos van a venir a acompañar para hablar de este motor gráfico que es clave en la MálagaJam y que muchos developers utilizan a día de hoy, así que vamos a descubrir un poco también cómo está siendo su experiencia en esta MálagaJam y lo único os quiero avisar que esta entrevista la vamos a hacer en inglés. Tengo que decir que esto es un hito también para la MálagaJam porque es la primera vez que vamos a hacer una entrevista en inglés, Marta y yo con nuestro inglés un poco macarrónico, así que nos lo perdonaréis, pero bueno, es que el contenido lo merece, así que que lo sepáis que vamos a estar aquí haciendo esta entrevista en inglés y que por supuesto también nos podéis escribir en el chat cualquier dudita que tengáis, nosotros la vamos a traducir. O sea que si nos escribís en español, pues haremos nosotras de traductores porque valemos para todo. Aquí Marta y yo para un roto y un descosido. Así que empezamos con la entrevista, Marta.
Así que sí, podéis sacar vuestro Duolingo y si nosotros, lo dicho, si a partir de ahora veis que muto y cambio de idioma, no es que tenga una actualización nueva, sino que from now on I'm going to talk in English with them. So, and we are here with my guy, with Esteban Maldonado and with Bradson Henry from Unity, and they have come all the way here from the United States.
Amazing.
States, yeah. And yeah, and I would like to start with you guys asking what brings you here to Malaga? What are you going to do here? What are your main goals coming to the MálagaJam?
Yeah, so there, as you said, there's an event called
It's quite an honor
MálagaJam.
for us.
Yeah,
It's an honor.
Yeah.
that's why we're here. It was
awesome.
We were told it was this big, awesome event, and it has been this big, awesome event. So it's very cool. Yeah, that's why we're here.
Same as Mike, meeting the Malaga community, but also I've been exploring the city as well. This city is very beautiful. Had seen pictures and everything, but no, being live, I've already seen the Alcazaba, I've already been to the Picasso Museum, and even after this, I'm going to go to Granada as well to visit more of Spain.
Did you try the espetos?
Espetos?
Espetos.
No.
The fishes, like in a stick,
Yeah.
and they do the espetos in the barbecue. It's very typical of Malaga.
Yeah.
You should try. You should
Okay.
try the espetos this
Okay,
time.
definitely. I'll definitely try espetos.
Espetos.
Yes, quite easy.
No, but obviously the main thing, what we've been doing, like meeting the community and seeing the talent over here, which has been amazing so far.
Oh,
Yes,
that's great.
It's very
That's
good.
great.
And yeah, I mean, I heard that a few people were going to Spain. I was like, I'll come, can I? Genuinely, I'm newer to the team, and Mike and Esteban, they were like, hey, come along. And I mean, I love game jams. I've been in a lot of them.
Oh.
And, just kind of seeing the energy. There's just something special about the energy.
You put your mic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's something special about the energy, and so yeah, just being here in Spain. This is my first time being in Spain, so this has
Welcome.
been an incredible.
Welcome. I don't know if you could introduce yourself a bit and tell a bit more about your role in Unity, so all the chat knows what are you doing in Unity.
Sure. I'm Mike. Hi, chat. How you doing? Just looking to see who's writing anything. Okay. I've been at Unity a little over 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone always says that. Well,
Wow,
why?
11 years for a video games industry is like a whole life, you know?
Yeah, I keep changing jobs within the company, so it feels like new jobs
Okay.
all the time. But I'm a part of the advocacy team, and so that means we come to events like this, and we do a lot of outreach. We do a lot of customer visits, a lot of presentations, a lot of game jams, hackathons. And we kind of interface with the community. We represent the community when we're dealing with Unity internally. And I've been, like I said, on this team here for maybe 7 years now. And then I was global trainer at Unity. I was part of the Learn team a long time ago. Been here for quite some time.
You have done a lot of different things and
Different
Yeah.
roles.
yes, yeah.
When the company was much, much smaller, I was the one trainer who did all of the paid trainings for the entire planet. So I was always all over the place. Yeah, they have more now than just one, but that was way back when. So a little bit of everything.
Amazing. What about you, Esteban?
Well, it's my 5th year in the company, but I started as a UX intern in 2019. I was one of the older ones. But then I was a software developer for what is now called the version control tool. So I used to be a tools developer for there and work on the editor UI. But now, happily on the advocacy team, so doing the same as Mike, going to events, talking about new Unity technologies. And a lot of the times I've been representing the multiplayer technologies, and yeah, it's been good. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, and I can say that it's almost like a blessing. It is a blessing, like getting to meet so many communities from all over the world, thankfully. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Sure.
And yeah, I've been at Unity for 3 weeks.
Really? Wow.
I'm on the other end of the spectrum. But yeah, I mean, I've been using Unity for 10 plus years. Really, Unity is what brought me into game development, has kept me in game development. And for me, I've worked in a lot of software development roles, like kind of in industry, in and out of game development. And I just love doing this, and in my role, I'm a senior advocate. I primarily focus on education, so that's for students, teachers, faculty, universities, secondary, post-secondary. I'm the guy, you know, and my hope is that in this role is to really let people in the education system really know what Unity has to offer, but also to enable them to get the best out of Unity in, you know, their courses, curriculum, and all that. So.
The teenage Lara would love to have someone like you speaking about Unity in the high school. It would be great. Well, thank you very much for the ride. Muchísimas gracias por la ride. If you have any questions, you can write, of course, so we can share with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and it's an event, so people are quite impressed that you guys are
about
here,
the level,
and they say
about the level
about
of,
the level. Just
yeah,
like,
about
okay,
your
great.
level.
So
It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
El nivel ha sido altísimo. The level has been of production has been super high. Like this is super good. Like what you have achieved, as all of you, like the team, is super great. Like
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
very
so
proud of you.
Yeah, so
Sincerely.
I would like to ask you as well, what have you been doing in this MálagaJam? Just like yesterday, have you had the chance of looking what the people are doing here? What are they participating? What have you seen, and what can you tell us? How do you feel about it?
So the theme this year is bubbles, and there has been a concerning amount of games about drowning. I will just say this.
About drowning?
Drowning.
I keep walking room to room just going, oh, I'm having anxiety. Oh, I
didn't suspect that. I
well, you know, bubbles, like air bubbles.
We didn't know that, so it's the first time for us to hear about it. So
There's been a lot of really funny game ideas, really cool game ideas.
Yeah.
I've been spending time, we've all been spending our time just walking around, visiting all the teams, you know, trying to help with some technical issues if anyone's having any, I've been doing a lot of programming for folks. I think the most creative game I've seen so far is you're a kid in a pool trying to fart and you can't let anyone else see the bubbles. And that one so far has been my absolute.
I love that idea.
There's a lot of great ideas, but that one I was like, perfect.
That's my kind of game. I want to play.
I can get behind that. I appreciate that. But no, it's just been awesome to see the different games and to meet all the people. There's actually quite a few physical games being made too, like card games, board games.
Board games,
Yeah, which is, you know, you see that every year at like Global Game Jam, but it's, you know, not as prevalent. But there's actually quite a few teams making some pretty cool stuff. So it's been awesome. But that's how I've been spending my time. I know you guys very similar.
Yeah, same as Mike, mostly helping out with coding questions and repositorios, Git repositories, Git repository issues. And I know that somebody in the chat right there probably went like, oh, yep. They remember either from their first game jam or their second or any kind of jam, because it can happen at any moment. But those were the two first issues that Preston and I helped out in the team. But how about yourself, Bresson?
Yeah, I mean, echoing them, just going around and meeting people. Honestly, for me, this is, I mean, I love this and just seeing people, seeing what they're up to, helping wherever possible. Just like, hey, what are you up to? How's that working? Like, do you need any help? You know, just how can we help as the Unity team? And also just kind of learning about people's experience and what they've done and where they work. And, you know, it's just really cool. I just love meeting the people. And so it's been great. It's been a great time.
That's great what you're saying, because one of our values in MálagaJam is like the people, the community, right? Indeed, we have these fans.
Yeah, it's like a fanfic. It's like a kind of
something like that, and you can read that that the video games doesn't matter because it's all about people, you know. And about this, about having fun, about creating video games, but just for fun, you know. So I'm glad that you are enjoying and having the great experience of MálagaJam, like meeting the community and meeting the people and having so much fun. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's super nice that everybody
it's
got
very
one.
nice.
This is such a nice gift. Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
it's great.
everybody.
And I just want to
Super
say,
good idea.
I just love people's stories. Like just hearing, you know, how people got into gaming or what, you know, what they're doing now, and it's just really fun to like really see people digging into game dev. It's fun.
It is. And I would like to ask you, why do you think events like this are important for game developers? Like,
Very good question.
yeah.
I mean, personally, I always tell people that it doesn't really matter where you went to school. It only matters what you can do, right?
Right.
And a lot of times people will have student portfolios. It's not really all that valuable because I don't know if you did that work or someone else in your school did that work and you just put your name on it. I mean, we know that happens a lot, right? So events like this are an opportunity to actually do stuff because you wanted to, not because you had to. Like in school, you have to do the stuff in order to graduate. That's not super interesting, right? But seeing the work that people do because they want to do it, they want to spend a weekend do it, they want to interface with new people and make new things is really valuable. It shows that passion, right? So at least from a student perspective, events like this is an opportunity to build a real portfolio, you know, showing passion and drive and stuff like that. And, you know, for like the old tired people like me, these events are a chance to try new things, to remember that this is a fun industry. I know if you work in game dev like actively, you lose the fun really quick,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
And so
indeed.
events like this is a chance to be like, let's make something silly that doesn't matter. That's a chance to just try new things. And you know, without events like this, you would lose that passion and that spark. Not to mention, so many great innovative games started as game jam games, right? And so it breathes a sort of new life into the industry, innovation in a way that you just can't do in your normal job or at any other type of event.
Right.
Yeah.
It's only here where you can do a video game about farting in a pool, right?
Exactly. You're not gonna. There's no EA game for that, right? Like that's no one's gonna invest in that right off the bat until you prove it. So yeah, exactly.
That's it. What about you, Esteban?
Just imagine the business plan to defend why the farting works monetarily. Nobody pitching it, but jokes aside, same as what Mike said.
You can't say same as Mike said. It was my answer. You have to make your own. Copying me, man.
So you're in a jam, so you can be
Control V.
creative now. Isn't it?
But similar, similar to what Mike said, I would add that also all the networking that is going on right now.
Yeah, sure.
So
It's
many
really
people
important.
that are meeting for the first time. And by the way,
Yeah.
many teams, some teams have like already formed. They knew each other. That's okay. But some of them like, oh, we don't know each other. We just started working together. All those connections are so important for later down the road. You never, and like Mike said, like this game, like something could be so inspirational, and everybody had such a good time that you could end up making this game and trying to ship it and make an actual real product, or perhaps later down the line, that can be an actual connection of somebody that makes it into the industry and could be even a potential referral. as well, because they already know how you work, your passion, your drive. Like that could be one of the reasons. And also it's just fun meeting new people, just straight up,
Great.
sincerely.
Not to harp on the point, but I know several studios that go and recruit at game jams.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
how they
happening.
find people,
That's
yeah.
happening, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, game jams are very dear to me because I didn't get an opportunity to really work in game dev 100% of the time till later in my life. I was a software engineer. I would just, just make business applications. So fun. And game jams were really my outlet to continue to make games, to have an opportunity to try something new, to have fun with my friends and new people. And I think there's something really special about making a game in a short period of time and then seeing it actually be completed, because I don't know how you guys feel, but when you make your game dev projects, I don't know how many times I've been like, I'm gonna move on, and you don't see it like actually completed and other people get to play your games. And I think there's really something very motivating, very encouraging about seeing that game done and seeing other people, getting to try it out and see how it works.
It's actually funny you say that. So I've never played any game I've ever made professionally. Because they tend to be bigger, and you work on a piece of it, a part of it, a system, or whatever.
Right.
I've never played any game I've ever made except for Game Jam games. Those are the only games I've ever played of mine. So like, in the past when I'd worked on games and someone would say, "Is it fun?" I'd say, "I don't know. I've never
I don't
played
know,
it."
because I just did this part, right?
Yeah, I just did.
On Sunday you will have a lot of homework to do then. So
Yeah, but
there
with
will
Game
be
Jam
plenty
games.
of games here.
Yeah, exactly. With Game Jam games, I'll make a game and then I will play it, and I'll be like, I like this game, or I don't, whichever. They're not all winners, but yeah, it's funny that I've never played a game I've made outside of a Game Jam.
And I don't know what kind of expectations do you have for tomorrow, but the games that are done here in MálagaJam, some of them, they have such a great quality that you can even imagine how they did that, right? We were very impressed the last year with some games, right?
Every single year. In fact, tomorrow we will have like a streaming all the time, and we usually played past games from the past, and we are always surprised regarding the quality. Yeah. Every single year it gets better and bigger.
You will see it. You will see it.
Tomorrow we're going to be playing a new MMO. No,
No, not like that, but I mean,
yeah. In fact, I wanted to know your experience regarding game jams, and I know that Bradstone is quite passionate about it. So thank you for sharing that. We know. And what about you, Mike and Esteban? And are you familiar? Have you participated? Have you been in a game jam before, or do you know any anecdotes or any stories regarding successful games from game jams that maybe you have said, okay, this game is really, really good? Or do you keep any good memory about a game that was made in a game jam, probably? And you can also tell, Bradstone, I know that you will tell, and it's great.
Since we started in this direction, let's take it this way. We started in this direction.
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak more just kind of on a more personal note, kind of working with different people. For example, I'm working with some friends, and one of them is an artist, and he just loves making great things. And for a very, very long time, we've had some ideas like, oh, we want to make this type of game. We want to make this type of game. And we never thought it was possible. We didn't think there was a way to do it. And for whatever reason, we finally said, we're going to try it in a game jam. We're just going to go for it. And I feel like those were the big achievements when you do something you didn't think was possible. And it kind of feels like you've leveled up, using a gaming term, to really get to the next level. And it just gives you so much, you're just ready to go and keep going and keep being a part of game jams. So I'll speak generally, but I'll let y'all.
I participated, I think, in total 6 or 8 game jams.
That's a lot.
I haven't. I will say I consider those low numbers. I met people that I think I got 40 or something. I met people that I'm like, that's impressive. That's super cool. But I've always loved game jams. I mean, there's one game jam that it was a group. I gotta give them a shout out because they're still active and they formed in 2020 during the pandemic. Design Buddies. It's a very awesome channel for people that want to connect with other design professionals like UX, graphic design, and all that. Yeah, there's one particular game we made kind of like a mix of Crazy Taxi, but you had to rescue puppies and deliver them to the like that one is has a spot in my heart. Like that was a good team. We had a lot of fun, and it was just silliness all around. Like, but we all learned something. We enjoyed it. It was super cool.
And taxis and puppies is always a good combination. Maybe why not? Why not? We were talking about pools and farts before, so
Right?
why not?
Yeah, yeah.
Why not?
No limits.
Yeah.
Well, I've participated in maybe 2 to 3 game jams every year for 15 years or something like that.
Look at
So yeah, so a lot.
So
of
you're
them.
an expert and you have experience.
I don't think anyone's an expert when it comes to game jams because every year it's different and new and always something. I would say that several years ago I kind of stopped making my own games and started just being parts of a bunch of other teams to kind of just add help when they needed it. So I don't really make stuff anymore. No one ever liked my games anyway. Let's be honest. My games were dumb and incredibly violent. Every one of them. I just love making super violent games. That's just me. It's my favorite, whatever. So now I just sort of help other people. No one liked my games anyway. But yeah, so I mean, and there's always just so many breakouts, and it's funny because it's like you don't even have to see a great game jam game because you hear about them, right? Like Super Hot came from the 7-day FPS jam, right? And even before it became a game, just as part of the game jam, I was like, "Did you see that game jam game?" You're like, "What?" And everyone's checking it out, right? There's so many cool games that started as these game jam things that got this big like, look at this amazing game, and then the developers were like, well, let's turn it into a thing, right? Let's keep adding to it and stuff. And then it becomes this big hit, right? Because it already has such a following and things like that. So, there's a few that pop into my head, but basically like every year there's a couple things you play and you're like, that could be a game. That should be a game, right? Now, whether they make it a game or not, is entirely up to them. But a lot of times you'll see people make a game jam game that's fun, and even if they don't continue that, they decide to become a studio because there's obviously something there, and then they take what they've learned and they make a hit, So, games don't just end here, right? A lot of them anyway. So yeah, always just so cool to see like the evolution of the games beyond just the initial silly idea.
Yeah. Well, that actually happens in the MálagaJam. A lot of Spanish studios started here doing like this game jam,
Yeah, and I was going to mention that part of the relationships that come from it, because you start to get an opportunity to see how people work.
Yeah.
What is their passion? Like, we have a lot of synergy and our collaboration is off the charts. Like, let's keep making games together. If it's not at a game jam, it's just in your free time. So I think there's something special about game jams allowing you to really connect with people.
Yeah.
And the good thing and the cool thing is that all of them keep improving their skills and keep improving and even if they don't end up with an actual good product, but they're working on their skills. They're working on themselves. Like they're increasing their experience. So it's just win-win basically.
Yeah, in fact, I was thinking about my personal experience of hearing you guys. I worked in a small studio, and we were developing a game, and for a moment, we were like totally blocked. And then part of the studio went to a game jam. They decided to do something completely different, out of the box, something to disconnect from the other game that was blocked. And it's actually one of the games that we're working on, and it's going. So in that moment, we learned that maybe to give a little bit of breath, to have a small breath in a game jam may be useful then. So it's a good connection, and it makes me feel so also plenty and relief. So thank you. That's it.
A little bit of time for silliness, to give a break to the brain.
And a lot of time to explore like creativity, other ways to tell stories, So that's a great value, about the game jams. And speaking about the game jams, I would like to know what had stood out to you about the MálagaJam so far compared to other game jams that you have experienced?
It's huge. This is definitely the biggest game jam site I've ever been to.
It is.
In fact, it is.
There's an overwhelming number of people. Like I can't ever remember where anyone is. Like
450.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm trying to remember, like, what room were these people in? Right? I'll start talking to people, and they're like, "We've already met." And I'm like, "We have? What? Oh, okay, yeah." It's so many people, which is great, right? Normally, game jam sites get too big and they're hard to manage, but the organizers here have done an amazing job, of organizing, right? Usually, like I said, big sites kind of devolve into chaos very quickly. But this facility is awesome to house everyone. The organizers have done a really good job. And so just the sheer volume of people has really stood out for me. I mean, I know historically there have been bigger sites, in other parts of the world and stuff. I've never been to any of them. But here this has been pretty awesome.
Welcome to the Polo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Polo,
This is the biggest game jam in
fact,
Europe.
Yeah, in Europe, yeah.
Europe
Yeah,
is
it's
the
There's been some other sites that have claimed the same this year, so I'm gonna have to see. There's a contest now. But the difference here, correct me if I'm wrong, but everyone is here physically. There's no online.
Sure, that's
So
yes.
I think that's
the point.
If other
yeah.
people say they're the biggest, I'm gonna be like, oh, how many were there in person?
Physically, yeah,
like physically in
the
this
biggest.
place,
I think
right?
that matters.
And last edition, it was even in the first one in the world. I'm not sure about right now, but it was last summer.
Yeah.
Because technically, there are other jammers. They're not here, but they're part of the anti-MálagaJam, I believe it is? Or are those jammers that are online? Or there was a anti-jamming channel or
think that
something
was
like
just a
that.
joke.
anti-jam.
I know.
Or is it just, okay, I thought it was legit. Like,
I think-
movement, Jam with MálagaJam.
My Spanish brain last
I thought they were like actual remote jammers, and they all had to communicate.
Had them very worried.
Oh my god! Oh man, no, disregard. But I will say, like, one thing is impressive. It's like the website said 450. Oh my god! Yes, it's like yes, you can tell that there's over 50 people, volunteers, over 50 staff,
I'm not
How much
sure the
are we?
amount.
something like that.
I'm not sure.
It maybe our partners they can say the data to us, but probably there even more and more. Before you guys, we were interviewing 2 of them, and there are plenty of people organizing this, and it's
That's
a very coherent and very cohesive association. They work terribly good between them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say something that I definitely noticed about here is the energy. Everybody's like, normally in a jam, like
Oh, the weather's so nice. It's like, there's
Probably.
so sunny, and everyone's just
Weather is
so much
weird.
energy from the sun.
We're so glad that you have noted that. That you're feeling
It's the staff and how much they're helping. I mean, how much they help us. Like just seeing them in every room. Checking on everybody, and then just the participants, their energy, and like I just like walking around the building, going into the rooms. I'll go to different areas, and it just seems like it's just buzzing. Just every room is buzzing. I would assume at this point, people are running into bugs and running into issues, and their just head is down and they're crying. Oh, no. But everybody's just positive. I just love the energy here. It's been great.
Yeah. Maybe I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but maybe some probably they are right now. The participants are watching us here, and so you can say something to them.
Participants.
And
I didn't mean it. If you think I said that was negative, I take it back.
I would like to ask that if you can give them a few tips,
right?
technical tips or recommendation, a very general recommendation, just in case that they couldn't have the chance of seeing you and speaking to you before. What kind of things would you recommend?
Drink more water. Caffeine will dehydrate you. I know it's helpful. More water. Always more water. Eat some vegetables. Brush your teeth.
And get some sleep.
Water's your primary concern.
Get a
Water, you got
yeah.
water, you'll be okay for a little while there. You'll sleep tomorrow, it's fine. But in terms of technical tips, what time is it right now?
We have time. We have time.
Yeah.
We have like 15 minutes.
15
No,
minutes.
I was just saying because if you don't have a playable MVP by about now, you should be getting to that because you're going to need the
that's
rest of the night and tomorrow for
Yeah.
polish and all those other little ideas that you had that's buzzing around and stuff like that. So if you're just we'll wrap up the playable loop tomorrow, do it tonight. You know, the cosmetic stuff, the add-ons, all that other stuff, that can happen later, that can happen tomorrow, or that can even happen after the jam. But if you end up tomorrow without a playable game, you're going to regret it. So look at the clock right now. Get to it.
Great advice.
Yeah, get to a playable.
Yeah.
By the way, I gotta give a shout out to the last comment. They should be working, not watching the stream. That's so funny.
It's true, yeah. What are you doing? Get back to work.
What are you doing here? Come on, guys.
It's like, hi there, get back to work.
Well, they can be hearing you. They are just listening to you, but maybe not watching.
No, but
You're like a white nose right now.
I would say for technical tips, keep it simple. Keep things simple, step by step. If you think that you're trying to reach a particular goal, like make sure that in your head you break it down. Okay, what do I need to get from A to B? What's A.1? What's A.2? Like little by little. Like don't try to bite too much off. And I guess I could say, like, I would like to get your opinion on this, but for those pro people, maybe don't. Quality is not gonna in a game jam. It's not for quality. It's just reaching the goal, not necessarily quality. So, and I'm talking about necessarily like code correctness and all that stuff. That doesn't, especially. I think that all of that is gonna go out the window in the last hours or in the last minutes.
That was gonna be my exact tip. That it's okay that it's not perfect code. It doesn't have to look really nice. It just needs to work. So sometimes you just got to make that decision like, oh, there's probably a better way to do this, but let me do the way that I know will work and get us moving forward so we can move on to the next thing. This is a less non-technical thing, but take a break. Like, walk away sometimes. Like, sometimes you think to yourself, if I just keep go for it, I'm going to solve the problem. But sometimes it's those 5-minute walks, those 10-minute walks, where all of a sudden just, that's the solution. So I encourage everybody, take a walk. Just walk away from everything for a little bit. You never know what you'll learn from that process.
And if you need playtesters, right here.
I disagree. You don't have time for breaks. And I expect code perfection.
Heard it from Mike.
I expect documented, optimized code. I expect highly performant 3D models if you make it 3D games. No, you're right. Taking a break is an idea. That's an idea, right? No, it's probably a good one. Yeah.
So it's 2 W's. It's like walk and water.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is there any common question that people are asking you about any problem or any kind of concern that they are having and asking to you?
It's not it's a common thing that I've heard, and I'll just throw this out there in case you're listening, people who should be working, is everyone always goes, I should know this, I should be able to do this, why is my brain not working, why am I screwing up these things that are so simple? That's normal. You're under pressure and you're tired and things like that, so you end up beating yourself up over it, and it makes it worse. We've all been there where you're just like the most simple line of code, and you're like, why can I not make this thing work? And it's like, because you're tired.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with you, like your abilities or whatever. So there hasn't been like a common thing with a question, but every time I sit down with someone, they just go, I can't believe I can't make this work. This is such a simple thing, like over and over and over again. It's like, yeah, it's a game jam. Welcome. Like that's how it goes. So that's completely normal.
And I'd like to throw out there, we're still helping people. So if anybody, you can tag us in the ayudas, the dudas chat, and at Unity, it actually sends us to all three of us. So if anybody, sorry.
So convenient. That's great.
On Discord, you mean?
On Discord.
On the Discord channel, if they put at Unity, it'll alert all of us.
That's
Or
great.
Should have had a bad signal. How did we not do that? Oh,
with the logo of Unity.
Yeah, right?
The Unity signal.
Missed opportunity again.
Yeah, honestly, I think the most common thing I've noted is that people know what they want to do, but they just don't know
How to
what
do it,
thing does that thing. So they'll be like,
okay.
oh, I
Yeah.
know how to do this, and I know that, say they're using Unity. I know that Unity does this, but I just don't know how to do it. So sometimes it's just kind of hoping to go, it's this thing, and they can kind of keep moving. So a lot of times people already know what they want to do and what is possible. It's just filling that gap.
Yeah, and No, I guess that we are not engineers, so I guess that there should be tools and resources to make it quickly, I suppose.
Usually, I mean, usually if you think there's got to be a better way to do this, there is a better way and you're just missing it, right? Which is totally normal. But yeah, there's tons of resources online and everything. And it's funny, like you'll watch someone just try for an hour to figure out a thing and you're like, there's this 4-minute video online that shows you how to do it. And there's like, no, I can get this. I'm gonna, okay, but like there's this very short video will show you exactly what you need, you know, like just watch it. Because it feels like wasted time to sit there and watch a video, right? You just want to be getting into it. And it's like, that would probably save you a lot of time in the long run.
That is developing like in hardcore mode, right? Because
Right,
it's
exactly. Tunnel
it's like-
vision.
yeah, tunnel vision, yeah.
And also, I would say if there's a particular tool or something, an asset that you can already use and it's done and it applies to your game, use it.
Yeah.
If there's no need to recreate the wheel, then just borrow that asset, especially if it's a free one. But yeah,
Especially if it's a bubble, because then it just fits right in.
exactly.
I have all my bubble assets ready to go.
Can you imagine the download asset, the download number just going up and up?
I wonder if anyone's doing a bubble sort algorithm in their game. Has anyone gotten that, like, well, my game is bubble sorted, and then you're just like, aha, all right.
There were no bubbles.
That's a deep. That's a
Both are
deep
just like,
Didn't think about it.
Yeah, probably. And I'll just change to Spanish just a little bit para recordaros, gente, por favor, que aprovechad para preguntar cosas que no vamos a tenerlos durante mucho más tiempo, así que creo que es una buena ocasión para que planteéis vuestras dudas, @dudas. Yeah, I'm just calling them, encouraging them in the chat to ask you guys maybe technical questions or so on. And
You
and
have
that's
the
it.
chance to make
Yeah.
any question, like we have 10 minutes more, so this is the time to make questions.
You know, we have the @ayuda here. That's the Unity signal.
Yes.
For you guys as well.
Here, even if you have the particular question, that'd be awesome. Like to get an actual game question on the live chat.
we may not know the answer, but we'll
Yes.
pretend to know the answer.
Exactly.
And send you down a rabbit hole that's gone for hours.
Never know.
We'll answer fast. That doesn't mean that it's correct, but we'll answer
That's like
fast.
quick math.
Of course, then.
Oh, man.
And speaking
Yeah.
about these common questions about Unity and about this, do you think game jams are a good environment for developers to start exploring Unity, for example, for the first time?
I will just say this, that I think that, you know, I've had friends who have never done game development, and a game jam was their entry into learning Unity and understanding it. Because the cool thing is that you're also around a lot of other game developers, some who have 15 years of experience, some who have 5. And if you don't know anything, it's great to be in an environment where you can just turn to your left, turn to your right, and say, hey, how do you do this thing?
Or even watch a video, right?
Yeah, or just watch a video,
Yes.
you know, or sometimes somebody can suggest
Yeah.
a great video for
That's
you, you know? Yeah, so I absolutely think game jams are a great opportunity to learn Unity. I don't know, it's a great opportunity to really like test out new things, try new things, every time, absolutely.
And I say absolutely yes, and not because it's my opinion, it's because I've actually jammed with many people that it's day one for them. On the first day of the jam, it's day one for them in Unity, and we've been successful, and they had a good time. The person has learned, so absolutely yes.
I'll do the thing maybe I'm not supposed to do, but I'll be honest for a second and just say, like, it's a great opportunity to learn any technology. Maybe you already use Unity all the time. Use Unreal, use Godot, you try new things, make a physical game. Like, and everyone's like, I can't believe the guy from Unity said that. But learning, I've used everyone has, right? And a lot of people are just like, oh, I feel so. Don't. It's a game jam. Game jams are about trying and learning and doing new things. If you're learning Unity, then try new parts of Unity. If you're an expert in Unity, try a different thing. That's okay. That's like not against the rules or anything like that. One of the key things is it's a great opportunity to continue to learn, always learning, even if it says, okay, now I'm better at doing this thing in Unity because I understand other ways of approaching it. That's amazing, right? So, I'm just always just quick to say, like, don't feel like, oh, the Unity people are here, so I have to, no. learn and grow and try new things. It's a great opportunity to answer your question to learn Unity, right? But it's a great opportunity to learn anything, right? Because you're, as said, you're in this space with all of this talent in a very social environment that you don't get a lot of opportunities like this. With Global Game Jam, it's once a year, and there's a few other game jams throughout the year, and a lot of them are regional or whatever, but like, you really don't get tons of opportunities to do something this cool. So get the most out of it.
Yeah, like how often do you have 48 hours dedicated to learning?
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
dedicated
that's
to
it.
some task growing.
Very
So,
difficult to
yeah,
find
so
this.
this is a
that
great
time.
opportunity.
Yeah. And yeah, come on.
And I was gonna say, 48 hours of learning, no negative consequences. It's like if it doesn't pan out, it doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
But you still learn.
have fun.
And you had fun.
That's it.
That's amazing.
That's one of the mottos of MálagaJam as well. It's like, have fun and don't worry if you don't finish this.
Yeah. And in that, even if you don't consider that you finished, you did finish. Like you learned.
Yeah.
Like you came up with something. Like so consider that a win. You met people. Like you had fun. So
That's right.
And the other thing I was gonna say, if there are any people out there like if you're not necessarily using Unity, you might be using Godot or another engine. We can give it a try. Like if somebody needs help or testing out their games, we're available. We've all done software engineering in games, outside of games, with Unity, with other engines. So yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
But that's a
Nice
good
to hear that.
point, because maybe they may be people who were scared, like, okay, I'm not going to ask these cool guys about anything that is not related to Unity.
Unity? No. We're happy to be here with game developers, not
that's
Unity
great.
developers. All developers. Yes.
That's great.
Every
you
time
so
someone's like, oh, I used this instead, I'm just like, I forgive you. Now, what can I help you with? Right?
That's
Move on.
great.
We're good.
And that includes board games. If somebody wants to test it out or something.
I love board games. I'm a board game fiend. I cheat. That's why I like board games.
That's
you
why
can
you
cheat.
love it.
Video games you can't cheat, but board games, oh yeah.
That's why
I'll
you
keep my
love it.
sleeves
Don't
low
play
so I
board
can
games
hide
with
pieces.
But that's a great message also to
Yeah.
people that are also having doubts about joining, a game jam because they don't really know what they can bring to the table. For example, if they have no experience like developing or doing whatever, because you can do whatever you want here. For example, if you are a musician, you can do music, or if you are a writer, maybe you can do the script for the game. It's like everyone is welcome here because you can bring something. I'm sure you can bring something, or you can learn new skills, So that's a great message to those that
Absolutely. I used to do a boot camp every year for people who have never made games, and they had to draw all their own art with like a mouse and Microsoft Paint. They had to make all their own sounds with their mouth and a microphone. Like everything about it was and it looked terrible, it sounded dumb, but it was so much fun, and everyone made these silly games and stuff like that, even folks who had never programmed and stuff. So like, if you're like, I don't have any relevant skills, come to the Global Game Jam, right? Like everyone, even if you just watch and learn and be a tester, even if you just go out on the internet to find icons for the UI or whatever, so anyone can do this stuff, right? Like there's always an opportunity to be someone who helps with balancing, someone who helps. Even if you're just the person who runs and grabs food for people and comes back and then you learn. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone starts somewhere. Everyone builds their skills up from something, right? So you shouldn't be shy to not come and try it out.
Yeah, I have a friend. He's a software engineer. You know who you are, and he'll join in with us when we do game jams or working on game development projects. But he has no interest in actually like making games, full time or anything like that. And when he's a part of the game jams with us, a lot of times he's just a really great person to throw ideas off of, or just to like, hey, what do you think about this? Do you think this is an efficient way to do this? Like the skill set he brings to the table is so unique, and I think that though he has no desire to do game dev, I think just him being a part of it, and secretly I think he'll become a game dev one day. But I think anybody can get a great experience out of this.
We have also had a lot of marketing campaigns quite funny here. I remember people who brought here, if you remember, Lara, that like a big cardboard with a cookie theme, or like a poll, like, okay, if you have finished this game, just check this and we will give you, I don't know, like a cookie or something. There are a lot of creativity and ideas here, and everyone can count on. And
even we can do games.
Yeah.
We are speaking a lot
Yeah.
about quitting this job and starting creating games because
the
we
right
love
time to do it.
communication.
we
and
like
we
to
love
be like holograms and just we will
Yes,
we will drop our doppelganger here and
You
go
and
out.
Tupac will be hanging out together.
Yeah, we want it.
Yeah. The
course.
next year we are going to do games. I'm not doing this job, Marta. I think.
We must-
because I'm really jealous about all the participants.
We have
We're going to hold you to that.
The
Next
doppelganger
year,
issue.
you're going to have to make a game
Yeah.
now. We're going to
Yeah.
remind you.
Yeah.
You said that.
Sure.
we will.
And we have like a very interesting question around
Okay.
here. I have noticed here. Buge says, thank you, Buge. Are you taking some ideas from MálagaJam so you can organize and enjoy some great internal jams with your teams?
Should jam more.
Have you
There's never any time.
have you
We're always at events. We don't.
maybe at Christmas?
Well, we don't. Yeah, we don't do many internal jams, but we would like to start doing more like Unity-led community jam, like participating more and leading more jams. I don't know if we'll get to it this year or not, right? But it's something we're certainly looking at. The logistics, as you've seen through the organizers here, is challenging, and that's always the problem. But no, we don't jam internally so much.
I will say this: the MálagaJam has allowed us to jam together. Like we had a little session where we were coming up with a game based on the bubble theme. So even though we haven't had an actual jam, it was just cool to like just throw ideas and like, oh, we could do this, and how would we technically approach it, and So I think there's something nice. That's what the ideas we're taking from MálagaJam. Like, just how can we jam together more?
But also, we are stealing all the game ideas, so we can patent them, and then we'll get money if they.
Oh,
actually
that's
make
why
them.
you're here,
That's where
right?
We're here with our little
Okay.
spy camera, just snapping photos of all the games, and
You've seen me with the
we
camera
register.
around. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
stealing
okay.
all of the ideas,
Okay,
especially the farting game.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Especially that one. It's golden.
Especially that one.
That's it.
Okay, well, we are running out of time, but
There's another one. I
Ah,
think.
yes.
Yeah. And last one in
Which
the
one?
last minute. Serial games. Game devs always suffer from lack of time to play games. And what about game engine devs?
All right. If you believe that you are so busy you don't have time to play games, you're just sleeping too much. I wake up every morning really early just so I can play all my video games before work. So that just sounds.
Or work.
Yeah, I wake up around 4 o'clock every morning and then I just play games until it's time
that's
to actually.
pretty impressive.
It's a problem.
Normally,
It's not a good thing.
normally people do the other way around.
I can't stay. I always get so sleepy. But anyway, I'd rather play when I'm energized. Anyway, no, I'm teasing. It is challenging. And I would expand that to say game devs often lack time, game engine devs, but any busy adult really lacks time. And so it's really about committing if you want to, committing to making that a thing you have time for. But yeah, it's not always easy for sure. I think of anyone in the tech industry, because unlike other industries, learning is such a critical part of tech industry. So people have to dedicate a lot of time to it.
Yeah, and I'll say that one of my problems is that instead of playing a game, I'll actually make a game. I'll go, oh, I have some free time. And I'm like, I know, like, what's wrong with you? But that, so honestly, like sometimes even if you're working on like when I was working on games at my job, I would still go home and I'd have different ideas that I wanted to work on. So I'd get caught up doing that and then I wouldn't be playing all these great games that exist. And
It's like making food when other people are already making food for you. Why would you do that?
because making food is so wonderful.
One thing I will say, I don't know about y'all, but I haven't met a game developer, like somebody that professionally works in the game dev industry that doesn't have a side project somewhere. Like everyone,
Yeah, that happens.
it's almost like it's a law or something. But everyone has a side thing.
Yeah.
We like to cook. we like to cook.
That's
We
the
like to make-
essence,
we like
the
to make
essence of
food.
the creator. As an maybe as an archetype, it's like the creator itself. It's always in side projects all the time.
Yeah.
We like to cook. It smells good. Well, unless the farting game. Well, depends.
Well, It was incredible having
Yeah.
you here, guys. It was very fun. Thank you for this time.
Thank you.
And I
you for having us.
would like to know if you are coming to the next MálagaJam next year.
They have to invite us. My memory's not so good. I always say, like, you just have to reach back out. Otherwise, next year I'll be like, wait, have I, what? Oh, right, I forgot.
Would
I
you
might
like
invite
to?
myself. I might invite myself.
Like, okay, you're very welcome.
I enjoy it. I enjoyed it, and yes, I would be definitely.
And it's
Glad-
so very
happy to
cold
come
at
back.
home, and it's so nice and warm here. So
it's
yeah,
beautiful.
That's great. We won't be here. doing
They're
the
winter right now.
Yeah, there will be our holograms,
We won't be here
but
doing
don't worry, we'll
interviews.
be fine.
We will be doing
yeah,
games.
and you have more time here, so you can enjoy Malaga and the MálagaJam as well. So let's do
absolutely.
it.
It's been wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we expect the bat signal.
Yeah.
Like the,
So neat.
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't be surprised if they actually think of it. "Well, what about the bat signal thing that Mike said? Like,
Maybe we can do it.
I
Maybe
wouldn't
we
be
can do it.
surprised if you consider it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, thank you very much,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you, in fact.
Bueno,
community.
y nosotros nos vamos, nada, 15 minutitos y volvemos con la siguiente entrevista, así que no os lo perdáis.